Hello everybody, it's Mimberly. Welcome back to Touchstarved. You guys really liked the first episode of this one, so I decided to keep playing it. Leander here is currently the one taking my fancy, but I feel like that's going to change, but we're going to find out. So, let's get straight on with it. So, my eyes drop to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What will it be? Surprise me and add anything my friend wants to my tab. Or do we want a drink? I feel like drinking is dangerous. I'll have what he's having. Fuck it. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. His sleeves ride up, revealing a long raised scar. I catch myself following its winding path across his forearm. Leander's eyes wander over me in turn. Oh yeah! When they lock onto my bandaged hands, a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here come the questions. Is there any chance Kira sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers? No. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, sighing when it immediately falls back into place. That's the doctor for you. Always business. I'm not sure he even knows how to relax. Touché. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses. I raise mine and give an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, like beer, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful. Briny and sour with a distinct hint of pickle flavouring. Besides me, Leander takes a deep swig from his glass. So, how can I help you? I need to get to the Cenobium. As soon as I say the word Cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. Oh god, from the weary looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some sort of taboo. It had to be the Cenobium. Leander pushes away from the counter. Let's continue this conversation outside. I rise to follow him. Oh, we fucked up, haven't we? Leander leads me into an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick. Layers upon layers of frayed and faded Adderstone posters plaster the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and the printed likeness is impressive, if abstract. Kira didn't send you here to ask for a personal escort to the Cenobium, did he? From his tone, he already knows the answer. No, he suggested that I reconsider. Yet here you are, asking about a guide anyway. Oh god. I don't like the way he's looking at me here. He looks at me expectantly. I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my monstrous capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Are you aware of Iridina's particular currency? Information's worth its weight in gold here. I don't care much for outdated traditions, so I'll be completely honest. The Cenobium won't help you. They're more likely to torture you than lend you a hand. But the Cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The Cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a fading world. If any place held answers, it would be the Cenobium. That's why I came here. Leander nods patiently. You're not the first person to fall for their propaganda. I grew up idolizing the Cenobium. I wanted nothing more than to join their ranks, to learn magic from the best, to make a real difference. I was young and blinded by legends and the legacy. I was so damn naive. He shakes his head. All it took was one trip here, to Lowtown, to show me the truth. Unless you've got a heavy purse or high-born blood, the Cenobium doesn't give a damn. They'll never open their gates for the ones who need help the most. Then, it's all a lie? Things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. Leander watches me through as though weighing something in his mind. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless. Far from it. I founded the Adderstone to help people like you. We settle disputes, slay feral soulless. Hell, we've even been known to patch a leaky roof or two. Whatever troubles you, we can help, free of charge. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander doesn't look remotely surprised. Then you're looking for help with something serious. Something not even Curus could crack. It must be a truly remarkable problem if you came all the way to Eridina searching for help. Tell me, how can I help you? Leander may not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage. A powerful one, if his demonstration earlier is any indication. Indecision gnaws at me. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this might be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a strange whisper. I'm cursed. He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. Is that why you bandage your hands? My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander pulls his left glove off. He flexes his fingers and grins. Alright, let's see it. As he offers me his hand, a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I won't allow myself to hurt him. To see his kind face unrecognizably warped. I don't want to hurt you. I'll be fine. Trust me. I've seen enough curses and hexes to last me 2 lifetimes, but I'm still standing. Do you really think Curus would send you here if I couldn't handle it? Shit. How should I know? I only met him today. I'm twice as good as any Cenobium mage. If anyone can help you, it's me. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I mean, I'm sold. Oh. Someone's on my front door. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, right. So, that was my food delivery. So, don't worry. I'm back. And that's why I got my jumper on. Because it is goddamn cold outside. I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. And then I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. If you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. That might be an offer I might take you up on. His attempt at levity does little to comfort me. With each joint I expose, I grow increasingly certain that this is a terrible idea. But if he's bothered by how my hand looks, he doesn't show it. Alright. Deep breath. On my count. My fingers hover shakily over Leander's palm. 3, 2, 1. He's gonna turn, but let's just touch him. I tap his palm once as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. Oh, we're getting a bit close now. Heart racing, my eyes dart to his face, but Leander only smiles gently. See? It can't be. When I reach for his palm again, Leander catches my wrist before I can pull back. I told you there's really nothing to worry about. He trails off when my thumb grazes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of his palm, lost in an unawareness I wasn't anticipating. It's not as though I've never been touched before. My curse only extends to my hands, and desperation spurs creativity. But all that pales in comparison to this. I've never experienced such intimacy. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves along his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the bones in his wrist. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand without dire consequences. I never realised what I was missing. While Leonard's pulse is steady, mine hammers as fear gives way to excitement. Keep touching him or let him go? Well, you know what my option is going to be. We're just going to keep touching him. My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his arm where smooth skin abruptly gives way to a raised scar. It matches the one that runs from his collar to his cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? When I glance at Leonard's face, his lips part as he considers his words. Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this? My hand goes still on his arm. So far. Then is it everything you wanted? When I nod, Leonard turns my hand in his to inspect the gleaming fissures crisscrossing my knuckles. There's no revulsion in his face. No fear. He looks up at me and grins. It's not every day I meet someone as enticing as gold. He winks and lets me go. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels like it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked! I've really forgotten my manners. May I ask your name? I'm Mimby. Mimby, this curse of yours is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I can tell you're careful, but it's best you kept this between us. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Room and board was something I'd yet to consider. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled then. Oh, the wake is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of Leonard's followers have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realise doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. The usual room? Leonard's laugh sounds slightly strained. No, not today. This is just for my friend Mimby. Right, stay as long as you like. You two have fun. Oh, he's a bit of a womanizer, isn't he? Have fun? Leonard clears his throat and then holds the key out to me. I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, and a warm bed. Anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small, but heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridina, let alone 3 meals. The thought of an entire room to myself seems unbelievably luxurious. Thank you. Iridina's twice as dangerous as it is wondrous. Be careful out there. And if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leonard gives me a friendly wave before returning to the bar. Whew. Dust glitters in the sparse rays of light, illuminating the room. The furniture is tired, the walls cracked, and a large, lumpy bed serves as the centerpiece. I can't remember the last time I slept in a bed, and I never imagined I'd sleep in one tonight. When I collapse onto the bed, the springs let out shrill squeaks. Finally, I can allow myself to rest. Well, I can't because my cat is scratching up my door, so hold on. God's sake. Okay, I'm back. Loki, as you can see from the background there, he just wanted to come in and have his place to sit. My eyes fall shut before long. God, Mimby must be really exhausted from this journey. Jesus. I wake to pale sunlight filtering through the narrow windows. Despite the clamour of the tavern below, the precious hours of rest have restored my strength and gifted me a flicker of cautious optimism. If I play my cards right, today could be the day I get closer to finding a cure. I quickly head out of the wet wick. The air clings, sodden and heavy with the lingering scent of rain. Without the afternoon crowd, the district looks barren and bleak. In the middle of the street, a pair of crows quabble over stale bread crusts. I pause, watching them while I carefully consider my next move. Curious and Lena have both made it clear that the Cenobium cannot be trusted, but I've come so far and endured too much to give up now. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Surely someone in the bar can point me to the right direction. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot air tickles the back of my neck. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, I know, I agree, buddy. The shadow trickles down the street in rivulets, forming formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep, I feel it in my chest. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement of breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm gonna die, I want to look at what got me in the eye first. I steel myself, then turn. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came, and I'm left standing in the middle of the street, let alone save for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stop. Oh, okay. If this is a fox guy, I may or may not be sold. A monster, that much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for a human were it not for the tufted ears and a tail curled around his ankle. Or the dust pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. We lock gazes, and the monster uncrosses his long legs. Oh my god, Loki, stop attacking the door, please. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable grin. Did you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wick's drooling regulars, although this did catch my eye. Oh, you stole my key. With a flick of his wrist, my in-room key dangles from his finger. It turns on its chain when it catches the light. My hands fly to my cloak pockets and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edges of my vision. I always seem to attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Where did you find it? My key? How did you find it? What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. He smiles wide enough to reveal sharp fangs. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. A bold-faced lie said without a hint of irony. I approached the monster, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. I do like the look of this guy, I'm not gonna lie. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance. Until I know what you're capable of. You think I stole your dinky little key? From all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? You look multiple things. He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I would have spent travelling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Luckily for you, I don't charge. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. I didn't mean to assume. I'm flattered, really. Do you think you could pay to pet my ears? I just need my key back. Ask nicely and I might even let you tug my tail. Ugh, just throw it here. So some speedy little street urchin can snatch it and run? He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the Wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveller, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this jeery little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my keys swinging about his finger. The weather's shit, the food's jerk, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless... Oh, okay. Dagger sharp eyes flick toward me, and they gleam bright with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving shimmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever endured. Walk away or play along. Oh, we're going to play along with him. This guy's cheeky, I like it. How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp, just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I met? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I've been told subtlety is not my strength. So, your place or mine? I'd invite you if I had my key. I'm playing with this guy. If only I had my key, I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Take my hand and we'll go together. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeve. And something tells me this one is more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know that you aren't going to attack me. Or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we are having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a travelling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their Luttius is absolutely exquisite, truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The monster's gaze flickers from me to the key hanging from his finger. Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear on a map when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Erderia like the back of my hand. What about the Cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. That absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Eridina. The Cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy bores in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of. What do you say? How about the two of us have a little adventure? I've already got plans. Oh, have you some pressing matters at the Cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his own tedious game, extends his hand toward me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Hey! Oh, he's close. He yanks me down and I stagger, my shoes slipping on the steps. For a slick moment, I fear my bandages... Oh, God, his eyes have gone red. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch. But he's careful not to disturb them, even as he grips my arm. I knew I smelled blood. You reek of the road. And death. And that fucking doctor. Oh, okay. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes at me. Let go! Just when I fear he'll bite, his grip loosens and his eyes widen with awe. It seemed I underestimated you. You're... There! The stranger's ears flatten and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging my bandages. He twists around to see a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. From the look of her pressed white uniform, I'm almost certain she's a cleric at the Cenobium. Oh, I leave you alone for all of what? 10 minutes? And you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Veer I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. Of course he is. He grins at me and his tail swishes coyly. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Veer cuts in. I was graciously offering my friend here some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to a flame. It will always find you, given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Words to the wise, don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer. Oh, please, any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from his harness, but a heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. The woman produces a crowded keyring from her pocket. She ruffles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. They're hunting inside the city? Huh, that soulless in the waste did seem ravenous. I'd rather not run into another one like it. No thank you. The cleric regards me with a polite, if tight smile, before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, Veer hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned, the Leviathan knot? Soldering cleric. That the one where you take 3 fingers and... actually don't tell me. Knowing you, it's probably disgusting. Veer's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished that I realise I'm still missing something. Wait! Reflectively, I shove my hands into my pocket and find it. The room key. I ease the key from my pocket, soothing my thumb over its jagged teeth as I try to recall a touch, a tell, or any hint of Veer's sleight of hand. But I can't figure out how he did it. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him. A fate I could share if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze, to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, and then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Whoa! Okay, right, on that note, I'm gonna leave this one here for today. So, interesting. I really like Veer. I think he's my favourite at the moment. Obviously, is that gonna stick? I don't know, but I have a thing for foxes. I love foxes. They're one of my favourite animals of all time. So, because I have a fox tattoo on my shoulder. Fun fact. So, yeah, I really like him.